The Guardian live at the Gilded Balloon.
Hello, fans of comedy, The Guardian, and the internet. I'm Miles Jupp, and thanks for downloading this little taster of delicious funny bits from last year's Edinburgh Festival. In August 2008, we spent 3 glorious weeks in the nightclub at the Gilded Balloon, chatting to the world's finest comedians and some Guardian journalists. Well, would you believe it? We've decided to do it all over again this year. But will it be as good? Will we get the same packed houses? Will we manage to get higher than number 12 in the iTunes chart? And who will top the rapier wit of guests such as Tim Vine, Alan Cochrane, or Dan Antopolsky?
Someone's taking pictures of me as well. Do you like photography? Yeah, snap.
You're a pun specialist, is that true?
This whole pun thing, I do play up to it a bit. It's not all puns that I do.
How long can you go without creating a pun?
Without?
Yeah.
Like some sort of withdrawal thing, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, because 7 days without a pun, that would make 1 week.
That would make... Oh, that's 2-1. I better say Velcro, what a rip-off, and it's back on 2.
But it's very rare in my stand-up comedian's life that I think I'll have some Weetabix before the show. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm entirely firing on all cylinders comedically, but hopefully eventually the whole grain fibre will kick in. And then I'll take this gig apart.
Let's have a sandwich. Let's fill it up with something outlandish. Cheese, ham, pickle, and radish. It's a curveball, I know, but just give it a chance and let your saliva flow. Bread, filling, bread. I'm gonna eat a sandwich every day until I am dead. Bread, filling, bread. Well, let me hear you, Guardian. That's the way you make a sandwich. Bread, filling, bread. It can be buttered, but it cannot be bettered. Man, woman, man. Stop. That is the wrong kind of sandwich. Yeah. Black pepper, black pepper.
Wouldn't be averse to a carb-heavy snack myself right now, but probably not to the extent of John Pinette, who last year spoke for nearly 10 whole minutes without taking a breath.
This is a left-wing newspaper. Apparently we're spreading it out among everybody. Communism doesn't work for me. And I'll tell you why. Long food lines. Now, at the end of the downfall of the Soviet Union, did you know people were waiting in line 4 hours for bread? Well, that's when I get politically active. 4 hours, you should go, did you have the bread? If that happened in the States, I would be like, what's going on? I'd be outside the White House. Have you seen the queue? Let me in. I want to make a sandwich.
That was one of the easiest interviews I've ever done. We were also lucky enough to chat to David O'Doherty, who, doubtless thanks to us, went on to win the big comedy prize. Have a listen to him here, singing about his beefs.
My beefs! 2008. Things I've encountered that have left me irate. My beefs! 2008. Excuse me while I unleash some hate. Celebrity news. Stop appearing at the end of real news. You diminish the real news. And the death toll from the earthquake could rise as high as 15,000. Christina Aguilera's cat has alopecia. No!
I wonder if 2009 has been quite so beef-rammed for the fellow. Most of my guests last year were suitably well behaved, although on our very first show, Brendan Burns managed to offend nearly everyone, including Britt Eklund.
Oh, I have to say, both myself and Dan, as she wandered on, her skirt's completely see-through from that lighting. And I'd just like to let you all know that Britt downstairs still in very good nick. It was all in order, more like fit Eklund.
Oh,
come on! Come on! That's what wins you the big one!
There we are.
Woo!
Brilliant, wow. High-fiving, not really my thing, but it's great to be part of what you do, Brendan.
Dear oh dear, Mr. Burns. Maybe this year we'll get you on with Denise Van Outen and you can have a pop at her. Finally, who can forget the radiant Sarah Millican? She was literally nobody when we found her, and now look at her. She's like shit in a field, everywhere, and in danger of being spread too thin.
She's from the north, she's in a nightclub. Let's hope she doesn't start a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Millican!
Hello.
Hello. Now, Sarah, I'm sure the last thing you want to do, the last thing that you'd like to do is talk about being nominated for the If Comedy Newcomer Award. How do you feel about being nominated for the...
It means I can buy a dress.
Oh, really? What? Do you not... You haven't had a dress before now?
Yes, I've had a dress. I'm allowed a new dress. You're a boy, you wouldn't understand. Clearly, look at his wardrobe. Orange on the radio.
100 years ago, people like you would not be allowed to talk to people like me like that. You'd work hard, I'd own the mill, that's the way things would go.
It's not Catherine Cookson.
Sarah will be back this year as my regular guest and hotshot reporter on the streets of Edinburgh, bringing you all the stories that don't really matter. Hopefully that's given you a flavour of The Guardian live at the Edinburgh Festival. We're back from August the 11th, and already we've some great guests lined up. So don't forget to download it. You know the drill, and if you don't, you can find out all about it at guardian.co.uk/Edinburgh. In fact, if you're in Edinburgh, why not come along to one of the recordings? It's a free show, so tickets go incredibly quickly, but do contact the box office at the Gilded Balloon for showtimes and availability. It would be ever so lovely to see you there. This year we're challenging Guardian readers to make Edinburgh laugh. If we think you're funny enough, you could win a trip to Edinburgh and a chance to perform your routine for this podcast in front of our live audience. To enter, all you need to do is film yourself being funny for 5 minutes. It can be a stand-up set or a sketch. And post the video on The Guardian's YouTube channel. To find out more, and for the full terms and conditions, go to guardian.co.uk/comedy. Now I've got to go and prepare for the show. Where did I put that small finger?